live. Okay. Let's take a look here. Is the Tencioto. Now, the Tencioto this is what we are trying to achieve with this DL600B brass Elko models import ancient. We want to have it turn out like this Tencioto brass. Looks pretty nice. Hand painted, same paint, same pot, everything. But tonight I will probably open the new pot just because it's getting deep for me to dip the brush now. Here's our SD24. It's a little on the dark side, so I took 5 other shells. They're baking in the sun right at the moment with a little extra white primer. Let's have a second coat to this and see how it works. See what we get here. See if there's any difference. Now, it's probably not going to lighten it up, but it might make it a little redder. I think if I do this next time, well, on the next one that I'm doing, there is more white primer and not as much of the black primer, because it is really, really dark. But that actually is, it's not going to hurt anything. It's going to have a cool look to it. Yeah, when this thing is all gloss coated, which I'm going to do today. I think we're just going to put this one coat on it, and I'm just going to take it straight out, gloss it, and then we'll look at it. We'll look at it in a while. So we're going to do more shells today to get ready for tonight. There's a neat effect going on along this roof line. I'm really liking that. Oh. And notice I'm not really worried about brush strokes. In fact, I'm not worried at all about brush strokes. This paint is so fine that if there are brush strokes, we're just going to incorporate them into the scheme. That'll just be the way it is. We'll just incorporate it. It'll just be part of the effect. But so far, as you can see, there's no brush strokes. And I'm painting everywhere. I'm just going all over the place with this. And it's not making itself appear. The only way it will appear is if I leave it on too thick without smoothing it. And then you can see it brush stroke. And I'm not really worried about misses either. If there's a spot that I totally missed, it doesn't matter. Because in the step after this, when the detailing comes into play, which I will not be detailing them tonight. All I'm going to do is paint them so that you can see what they look like raw paint. In the detailing step, those little spots that may have been missed will get detailed right out. And I think I'm not going to touch, I don't want to touch this roof. I like the way it's turning out. It really looks pretty good. I'm probably going to do something about this exhaust here on these. You know, that's where the mold release was. So I'm probably going to carve that out of there. Let's just get it all smoothed out. And this is just our test piece. This is actually just a shell off the junk pile. If it turns out, then I have some SD24s that I haven't touched yet. This shell will just replace one of those. And the way it looks right now, it's going to turn out pretty neat. Alright, let's leave that alone. Let's do some prep work on this guy. And the reason I want to do some prep work is because I did not remove the front handrails. And the reason I didn't remove them is they have some solder joints on them. And I didn't really feel like soldering over them. So I'm going to paint now around those solder joints. And I'm going to get the parts that are difficult to get. That would essentially be time wasters during the show. Let's see if we can get you in your spot. There. In you go. Good. There we go. Let's get this guy. And in you go. Good, you guys stay right there. Okay. Let's do... We're finally getting to the end of the pot. I don't know how many locomotives we've done on this. I think it's like 12. So for the, like, I don't know, is this like $8 for this thing? For one pot? That's a lot of, that is a lot of paint. So, let's see here. I want to lean this down here. I want you to be able to see it. Lean it on here. So I'm going to paint it down here. And I'm just going to dab it. Fill it in, and look, oh man, with the white primer behind it, it is extremely vivid. I mean, that is really, really vivid right there. That, I don't know how good a quality this is on your end, but it's amazing. This is amazing stuff. This is a modern paint. It's only been out for a year and a month. And it is not like paints that you're used to. Even the best artist acrylics. This is now the best artist acrylic. At least for modelers. Because it's got the special effect. It's got the gravity effect. What it has in it is, under the old system, you used a base paint. So I'd paint this like red. And then I would come back with what's, it's like a wash. And then I do that, and then I would come back again with what they call a layer. And that's how I would achieve this same effect. But yeah, if we can knock out a little bit of this, and during our tonight's show, which will be on NMRA, on the NMRA channel on YouTube, we will be able to just show the good stuff. Because I doubt even at maximum resolution, unless I was using the HD camera and pre-recording it, you're not going to see how cool this looks inside these like step wells and things. And this walkway tread, whoa, is that fantastic. Oh man, I don't know how, I'm gonna have to take some close-up pictures. I have to put them in the, probably in Facebook group, probably in Brass Collectors or Diesel Detailers or both. Yeah, and getting in here behind the handrails, that's a good thing that we're doing that now. So now, if anybody's watching this, tell me how the stream quality is. So let's see if anybody's watching. There is nobody watching right now.
Because I sneezed and I held it.
Well, there's one person watching live here in the room. That's pretty funny. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go out. I'm going to give those shells that are outside even a little more hit with the white because it's just too cool. It's so striking. Okay, now that I got it like this, here's where the brushstroke thing comes in. I want my brushstrokes vertical on this, on the sides, as if it had been rained on. And water ran down the side. And on the same on the top, I'm going to go. I want to get enough paint so that it runs around. Actually, I might not want to do that because it just looks too good. It's too good. We can't do it. We can't do it. It looks way too good. I'll switch to the back. It's just too. We're just not going to mess with it. It's way too nice. Put this down here again. Now I should put that front step on too, which came off and I didn't reattach it. There's a front this little thing here, and it's not painted, it's just brass. I should coat it, I should put that on and then paint it and just leave it as brass as it is. Now let's see if we can, oh yeah, okay, see these runs and things? Man, I like that. That is what I want it to look like. I want it to be a bit runny. In fact, I'm going to dip a little water, just a little bit, and just make it run a little bit more. And I can make it do this. I'm not a prototype modeler, so on my layout, this is what they look like. This is the way I like them. And like I say, there's safety in numbers. So I have lots of locomotives that look like this. And that gives the impression that this is the way it's supposed to look, which it is. It's what I like. if you are a prototype modeler, this is probably not for you. Because we're not going to get a factory new paint job out of this. We're not going to get a rust bucket either. It's going to be in between. I think it's going to be in between. That's going to be the way we like it. Man, you've never seen a walkway like this before. It is just amazing walkway on here. Oh man. I knew this was going to be cool. It's been sitting on my workbench for over a year while I've thought about it. That 10 Shoto, I painted it like 4 or 5 different times and stripped it every time because it just never looked good. Because if you're not familiar with 10 Shoto brass, the details are almost cartoonish, which is perfect because this paint is perfect for things that look cartoonish. I like that look. And that's what I'm going for. That's unbelievable. It really is. Yep, this guy's going to be getting a silver roof, as all of mine do. Because I never get tired of that reflective silver roof. So I'm going to cut in the cab now too. And the way this thing looks, there's a good chance there will be no second coat because it just looks that good. I used to not like brass because they were such a terrible runner, and that 10 Shoto was the first one I ever got, and the detail was just terrible on it. And I could not figure out how to make the thing look good until someone showed me this stuff. And then this changed everything. This completely changed everything about the way I model. I say we let this guy sit. We leave him alone. Let's check on these cabs over here. Mighty, mighty dark. They're just going to end up being dark. That's just the way it is. Hey, some locomotives are just like that. They all got their own personality, and we want to keep it that way. Alright, so I'm guessing you guys want to hear the story of how I found out about this contrast paint. So, when I look for ideas on how to do things, I check to see what others are doing in different hobbies, such as the fine scalers, guys build tanks and stuff. I learned a whole bunch of stuff from them. Then there are different gaming communities that have different models that they work on. And I had heard of a store that where they had, on Saturdays and Sunday afternoons, people would come in with their models and they would paint them, and they were gamers. And so I went there to check it out, and there was, sure enough, there's like 10 people in there painting, and there was a girl probably about 20 years old who was working on some amazing miniatures. And I asked her if she would explain to me how she painted them. And unfortunately I had my notepad with me, and she said, "Hey, I'll give you the recipe." And she laid it out step by step. And she said, "But here's the thing, that's how we do it today. In 2 weeks, it's all going to change because the new paint comes out." And she said, "It's called contrast paint. And everybody is getting really excited about it. They're waiting for it to come out." So I kept following contrast paint, and I started watching, as soon as it came out, I started watching the reviews on YouTube. I thought, oh, well, I should give this a try. So I tried it a few times, and at first I didn't understand how it worked. Once I got the hang of it, it's fantastic. It has a significantly finer pigment than previous paints. It combines the effect of using what they call liquid talent is combined into this paint. And for those of you who don't know what liquid talent is, you do a model and then you put the liquid talent on it. It looks like you are the master. Liquid talent can transform some of your worst paint jobs ever into masterpieces. That's why it's called liquid talent. And using liquid talent is a subject for another clinic sometime. Alright, this guy's looking pretty good. Okay, we're going to let him dry. I'm going to gloss him. Let him dry, I'm going to gloss him. Then, we'll check them shells outside. We'll do some more painting in a little while.